All right, we're back with a fourth place match. Dylan just came off of a hill match and jumping right into the next one against Chris Tran. Race to 5 on the B side, 10 ball, BCA rules. Winter break. This is the qualifier for the 622 and under, Mako. Chris tries to play safe. He was trying to get behind that 8 ball, 3 ball, whatever that is down there. He left a shot here for Dylan. Not sure how much of that 1 ball he can see. He's probably going to try to play it off the 2, behind the 9. I don't think he can play it off the 2 to pocket it. Oh, yeah, nice shot. Use the 2 for cover. It was a really good safety. I think the only escape he has is off this bottom rail down here. Won't be doing a whole lot of drawing in this match. I forgot my mouse, so I'm just using my laptop mouse right now. I like it. I mean, he's trying to hit it off the left edge, trying to get it to go off the rail to the other side of the 9. He hit it with, a soft speed to try to get that cover. He just hit it too full, left Dylan an opportunity here. Dylan's going to pocket this 1. He just doesn't want to draw back too far. He wants to make sure he leaves himself a decent angle on the 2 to be able to get up table for that 3 ball. Didn't draw back at all. Smart. Left himself on the rail, though, so really hampers his ability to put much on this cue ball here. He's going to have to put something on it to avoid the 10. I don't know if he wants to try to dig in with some right-hand English and try to come one rail off in between the 10-9 up table. He doesn't even have to go all the way up table. Just center of the table would be okay, too. But he ended up going all the way up and getting funny. So I expect Dylan's going to play a safety here. He's going to drive the 3 off the side rail past the 6 and freeze him up on the backside of the 8 ball. Yeah, nice shot. Hit a little harder than he wanted to. He wanted to really keep him on that 8 ball and take away some of his queuing opportunities and kicking opportunities, but I think he'll be happy with that. I don't know, because he's only jumping the edge of the 8. I don't know if he can actually jump to pocket the 3 ball or if he's just going to jump to clip the edge of the 3 and try to get the cue ball back up table with distance. Oh, he's going to kick off the end rail maybe. Use some left English, come over. The benefit he has is that left English, if he hits this 3 pretty full, he can bank the 3 off, kick the 3 off the side rail past the 6, and the cue ball should stay down table, but he has to hit the 3 full to keep it down there. Oh my gosh, I'm over here talking about this, and he can actually see it to pocket it. It's crazy. He played a better safety on himself than Dylan did. He's in trouble here. Worst part about this kind of spot here is he doesn't really have a whole lot of opportunity to kick safe. He almost has to go full out for pocketing the 4 ball. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. If he hits it full and he doesn't hit it with too much speed, the 4 ball could always come off this rail and come over here and leave the cue ball on the other half of the table, leaving him a tough shot, even if it's a bank shot or have to return safety. But he wants to pocket this ball, I guarantee you. Yeah, it's going to hurt him. Back cut, but as long as he doesn't hammer it, it's pretty natural shape. 2 rails, even if he gets on the backside of the 5, it's still easy to play the 5 and just come 2 to 3 rails back around for the 8 as well, or the 6. Sorry. That way he doesn't have to try to spin load this or try to cut it soft to hold shape. Because even if he overhits it, he can play the 5 in the same pocket as the 4. But he shouldn't have to. He should be able to stay near the center of the table, back cut the 5 if he needs to. Yeah, that's the one part about trying to hit it soft to hold shape is it's tough to do that, pocket that ball thin. Trying to hit a little thick into the pocket to help slow the cue ball down. He just hit it bad. Left Chris an opportunity here. It's a pretty straightforward table at this point. It's just a matter of pocketing the balls. Made it a little more difficult. He's got to play it in the side. I would assume he's going to play it down with a little bit of left-hand English, and he's going to try to come between the 10-6, off the end rail, off the side rail, back up table this way. He needs to use some left English, but he missed the ball. Surprises me. Looked like he was just putting a little bit of high, or I don't know. Guess I shouldn't. I mean, there's probably a little bit of nerves. You know, he's been sitting. Dylan just came off a match, and Chris been sitting waiting for quite a while, it looks like. So no matter what practice you put in on other tables, the first game in a match is always difficult. You're always going to have those first game jitters no matter what. Dylan's got a good chance here to take the lead with the break, get the first game. Yeah, that's a good shot. Yeah, I didn't need to do too much there. Just wanted to make sure and pocket the ball. Yeah, a little funky cueing with that 9 there. Looks like he's going to try to play it with some draw, maybe a little low left, come back towards the center. Boy, he caught a piece of that. Left himself good, though. Seemed a little dangerous coming to that side of the side pocket, but works out. And take a 1-0 lead with the break. Short races, man. Every game, every shot counts. So Monsunar is sitting in the hot seat. It is a single race in the finals, race to 11. So these guys are playing races to 5. It's going to be a big difference once they get to the finals. But to get there, they got to win this match. This is a 4th place match. The winner of this plays Leo Ott, who ended up losing the hot seat match to Amon. And then the winner of that will be the one playing Amon. Nice controlled break. Pocketed balls. Left himself a chance here. If that 1 passes the 5-6 to the corner, then he's got a pretty easy shape shot here. Just center high and just drive it forward, bring the cue ball off the side rail and out a little bit probably. If it plays to the side, it doesn't go past there. That's what he's looking at, playing in the side and rolling forward. And it's a pretty delicate shot. He doesn't want to roll too far forward and get clipped by the 5 there. Yeah, he hit it good. Just enough. He's got to hit this. Unless he decides to play a safety, he's going to have to hit this with some low right English to try to get past that side pocket and get back over. Yeah, he missed the ball. He was in a good spot there because, I mean, he obviously is not going to get out from there. I mean, he might be able to play the three or something, but he left himself an opportunity to be able to play safe off the three. But missed the two. Yeah, he's looking at just playing this with some center high coming off this direction back down here. Oh, he doesn't want to get tight on the four. Oh, man. Even if he just bumps the four more, if he comes to the inside of the four, he's got a cut on the three or even another safety opportunity on the three with those four balls in the center table as blockers. But yeah, he just came into a funny spot. So now he's going to have to be coming up. He might be able to clip the bottom edge of this three ball here for a safety. No, he might be able to see it pretty full. Just bank it 2 rails up table. The side angle on these tables makes it tough sometimes to see your angles and see exactly what they can see. See a let's go from TJ. Who are you rooting for, TJ? Yeah, it looks like he's going to 2-rail kick this to that top left corner. Maybe come in 1 rail. I like going 2, makes the ball bigger. You're not pushing it into the end rail when you kick at it. But, yeah, you overcut the ball. Dylan can see this 3. It's hard to tell his tangent line if it's going to be a scratch or if he's just going to play a safety here. There you go. Nice shot. I almost think he's going to need to jump this 3. It's a long jump, but his traffic isn't the easiest to maneuver through. Dylan all day. I don't know Chris. I know Dylan. I don't know Chris. I don't know what area he's from or never really seen much of his game, so I don't know any of his strong points or anything. But I've seen Dylan play. I have a bad memory. I don't know if I've ever played Dylan before. I don't even know if I've ever played Chris. I could have played Chris in the past. I don't remember. Yeah, he's jumping here. I think it's the shot. He's getting super steep because he wants to land just after the 8 ball, I'm assuming. He doesn't want to jump all the way to the 3 and jump it off the table. Yeah, it was a great attempt. It was not easy. A lot can go sideways there. Got unfortunate with the double kiss that it didn't come out a little funny for Dylan, so Dylan's left with a pretty straightforward opportunity here. Nope. Yeah, he bumped the 4. It's not foul. Cue ball foul only. Gives Chris the option of leaving it where it is or moving back where he thinks it was. He's leaving it where it is. I don't think it's a ton different for Dylan, um, other than just a smidge more distance. He's looking to see if he wants to try to, because he's going to shoot this with some low English. He doesn't want to drive into the 8 or 10 or anything, get funky. But he's looking to see if he wants to try to draw over into the 6. He definitely doesn't want to put too much draw and draw past the 6 because he'll probably scratch. But oh yeah, good try. Ball's going to fall, so Chris is going to have an opportunity here to take this. That 6 is looking pretty funky where it's at. He has to get pretty straight on that ball to pocket it comfortably. But the 5 passes the 9, so just a little soft draw. Short tables, fast. He doesn't really have to put a ton of speed on this. Oh, he didn't play his bottom right, so he's going to try to come to the other side of the table and back. Oh, he's going to try to get to the bottom side of the 6. It looks like brings that other pocket into play quite a bit. Oh, what a great shot! That would have been perfect had he clipped the 6. Yeah, that was a really good stroke. An unfortunate leave. This is where he needs to bank this 6 wide up to that end rail and play the cue ball down below the 10-8. Or even if he plays like a 2-rail bank, trying to put the 6 here and coming here and bringing the cue ball back over into this area. It's probably harder to control that. He went for the bank, got a pretty good leave. I didn't like actually going that direction because that could have laid up pretty with a pretty easy jump for Dylan. As it sits, it's not that difficult of a kick. He might even be able to get a safety here if he kicks it soft. I don't know if he's kicking with speed or if he's kicking soft. He's kicking with speed, drilled it. Nice shot, Dylan. Yeah, I would rather have had that 6 on the end, the center of the end rail. Makes it a lot tougher to do much with it there. But I mean, either way, Dylan just made a great shot, so you can't really fault Chris. Wasn't easy. Yeah, he overhit shape. This is a feel thing here. I probably play this into the um, bottom right corner with some right hand English. And come 3 rails around for the 10. Or you can kind of do the opposite, play it to the back cut to the top right corner. Kind of whatever you're feeling. I don't like the thin back cuts. Yeah, just like what Dylan did. He overhit it though. Oh no, it's gonna scratch. Made a great shot. I like that shot better. It's easier to punch that ball into the corner. It's easier to be more accurate with it, especially when you're using all that English. But he overhit it, scratched. So Chris got away with one there. 1-1 with the break. Let's see how he breaks. See what he comes up with here. Let's see how these guys started this tournament. Oh, he dry breaks. Left a lot of little funny clusters. Not undoable though. This is one of those shots. I mean, he can play the 1 into the bottom right, run into the 2, or he could try to draw past the 2. I would rather run into it. It'd leave the 2 by that corner pocket down there, as long as he doesn't hammer it. Should come out with a pretty decent shot on the 2, as long as he pockets the 1. Once he gets down, he's just got to focus on pocketing that 1 ball. He missed. I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, based off where the camera is, I don't know how close the server was. With her kind of bouncing around back and forth in his shot line and everything. He probably should have stood up there. I know that that's the kind of stuff that sometimes affects me because it catches my eye and I take my eye off the object ball and then I make that same mistake. I just fire at it instead of standing back up. But Dylan got a pretty good little leave here, considering. So I'm not sure Chris can pocket this ball, but he can play the cue ball like down behind that four ball there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this is one of the things I was talking about in the last match, to where at some point you got to realize the risk reward of pocketing the balls versus playing table control and playing a containing safety. Um, I mean, yeah, he can pocket that ball, but what's he really playing shape to? You know, when you're leaving yourself these kind of shots, you might as well just play the safety and keep control of the table. You don't want to let your opponent up there more than they need to be, but at the same time, you don't want to keep putting yourself in these kind of spots where you have to come with great shots. Try to bank and stay behind that eight ball. It just leaked out. So now he's going to give Dylan a chance at a safety here. Chris started his match or his tournament against Julian Ragmans. He won that hill, and then he beat Alan or AJ Sumner 7-3. He beat Cliff Maxon 7-3. And then he lost to Amon Sunar 7-1. So Amon put him to the B side. Chris played Terry Drake, beat him 5-2 to get to this spot. So yeah, he's played some good matches. Yeah, Dylan's playing a little table control there. And see this right here, that's not what he wants. Obviously, he wanted to get safe, get down below. He wanted that 10 to hold up the 2 and get below the 5 ball there. But it's still a containing safety. I mean, Chris doesn't really have a offensive shot. He's going to have to clip the 2 and try to get behind the 5. And so they're probably going to play a little bit of this game back and forth. And it goes to the break. The break was pretty clustered up break. So Dylan started the tournament with a first round bye, and then he played John Scudder. They're almost identical Fargo, 620, 621. He beat John 7-4. It's a pretty good touch little shot. I don't think the cue ball fits between there. So Dylan will probably be kicking off this side rail over here at the bottom. And then after he beat John, he lost Hill to Amon. That was Amon's tightest match so far. So that brought Dylan straight to the B side. And then he's just been winning since there. I mean, he beat Martin Ragg 5-4, Ben Dwan 5-1, Viviano Jimenez 5-4 to get to this point. So a lot of close matches. This is good to see. And you're going to see a lot of those kinds of things in tournaments like this where the Fargos are so close, 20 to 30 points spread the field probably. So yeah. I'm assuming 3 fouls in effect. I don't know for sure, but that's only one. Um, but I don't think the 2 passes. So Chris is going to be stuck in a spot where he's going to need to probably play a safety again. I mean, depends how aggressive you want to get with the safety. I like playing the safe and coming off the side rail over here and running into this 8 ball with the cue ball if you can. Nice and easy. Just hold it back there. He's swinging. Oh, he's slowing his stroke down there, so he's going to hit it soft. Yeah, just like that. He didn't really hit it hard enough, though, so I think he's going to leave Dylan a shot here. That's why I was saying run into the 8 ball. Focus on hitting the 8 ball, because if you hit it with enough speed to hit the 8, it's pretty much going to get safe no matter what, unless you just fire at it. But even though Dylan has a shot here to get a good hit, I'm not sure he can pocket the 5 for a combo. if he can, then that's what he's going to try doing. But yeah, another safety. Probably be right at that four ball. That's an easier safe. I almost like playing more aggressive on my safeties, and I would almost want to bank the two this direction and play it with some draw, maybe a little bit of low left, and get the cue ball to come off and come up behind this four ball. It's tougher safe, but I feel like creating distance is going to help get you a lot further ahead in this safety battle than just playing these close proximity safeties. Oh, was that a bad hit? I think I heard Dylan ask him if it was a good hit, and he said, yeah, but I don't know. It looked like it hit the 10 first. Let me watch the replay of that real quick. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point between the players. Nobody came up to watch the hit. It was a good hit. Boy, in real time, it looked like it was bad. Dylan's shaking his head at is that two is pretty deep, and when they're deep like that, it makes it so much harder to play shape to the next ball from there. Yep. He said just to lay up. I don't know if he's gonna play the combo or if he's gonna try to play a safety or what he's doing here. He's looking at the combo. Safe's pretty tough from there. I mean, safety only all he really has would be to clip the three and send it to the rail and to the eight here and play the cue ball down here. But I don't know. I would almost go for this right here. Yeah, he is playing that safety. Yeah, down behind the nine though. It's another containing safe. Smart probably. Um, Definitely easier to maintain some control. Anytime I looked where I think it might be a tough way to get safe, I'll typically go the offensive route, but could have easily been a sellout too. So he could see the ball, but I mean, what does he do with this ball here? Other than something similar to what I was just saying, just clipping this ball and trying to come off and get behind this seven ball. You play two rails at the seven, which makes the seven bigger. You play one rail off to the end rail. Yeah, he played one rail off to the end rail, left him a shot. And unfortunately, it's not only an open shot, but it's a shot that automatically has shape as its reward. Don't really have to do anything. Just center ball, center high, pocket the ball. That's all you got to do. But I was talking about two rails on that safety is clipping it thin, having the cue ball come this direction back over because it makes it your area so much bigger to be able to get a safety there. Makes the seven ball big. Dylan just missed and left Chris an opportunity. Let's see if he can turn the light switch on to offense now. That's one of the things that's difficult to do sometimes is when you're playing safe. There has to be a moment where you gotta flip the switch to go time and get out. Oof. Oof. Almost missed that ball. pretty standard. I mean, he can play this a little bit outside English, cut it in, come back to the center of the table for the 6. Looks like he left himself pretty straight, which means he'll probably be drawing this ball to get back down to that 7 ball. He should be able to just draw straight back. Kind of let up out of that stroke. He didn't really stroke all the way through. It's another one of those outside English. Get back over for the 8. Uh-oh, 10 ball. Yeah, he eliminated a 10 by coming all the way down here, but left himself long and straight, which is tough to get to the 9 from there. This is one of those spots where people tend to just force it. Miss the 8, forcing something, myself included. Might be better off just to roll this 8 ball in and take his medicine with a bank or a safe off the 9. Oh, he had more angle than I thought. Not bad. Just got to come with one good shot. Cut it in. I'm curious what time this tournament started. I'm not sure if it started at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Either way, these guys have been playing all day, but it sure is nice to only have a 1-day event, it looks like, and not a 2-day event. Makes a nice cut shot there. Hit it clean, didn't even touch a rail. Left himself pretty easy. Shot on the 10. He's on the rail, but still not that tough of a shot. Just put a good little stroke on it. He'll be up 2-1 with the break. The last break he had left that bunch of little clusters everywhere, which created that long marathon safety game. We'll see what he changes here, see if he has a little bit better of a break. I really laid into it, scratching the side. It's difficult to scratch in the side from that angle, coming from the other side. So what does Dylan do here? Got the combo, which has a little bit of two-way written in. You're going to be separating them, setting the 1-up table, play the cue ball to stay down here. He could play the carom, or he just thinning the 1 and playing straight into the 10, but then you don't get any cover for that if you miss it. He played with a lot of speed. He didn't want to leave the 10 ball hanging. But he got the second side of that. He got the safety. A smart shot. It's always hard to make those combos when you've got the safety side in mind too. Sometimes it's like it's naturally going to be a safe. So don't hammer it. Don't try to play the safety like it's natural. Don't even think about the safety. Just play the 10 100%. Try to pocket it. Game would be over at that point. Got a good hit and got a pretty decent roll out of that, I think. I think Dylan's probably going to have to go airborne. I don't think he's jumping all of the 4 ball. Probably jumping half of it. Makes it a little bit easier to get to the 1. But I think that's his only route. This is at Midway, sponsored by Top Notch Home Inspections. The 622 and under qualifier. for the Mako this year. See some people in the stream. Let me know in the chat who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. Curious to see if it's mostly just Oregon people or there's people watching from other areas. Yeah, he tried to masse that and just clip the edge of the one, but he didn't get it. Now I'm curious if Chris is going to do the same thing Dylan did with his first shot. The one or the two plays to the side. The only problem is past the 8 is he's got to get really good to be able to make sure he can get shaped to the 3 as well. Yeah, see what he's doing here. I'm assuming he's just going to come one rail off at the cue ball like this. Going to try to get it in an area that leaves it easy to roll it in and have a cut on the 3. He underhit it. He was in line. He just underhit it. This is where, for me, I like to play this with like some low left and just stroke this ball into the side and have it, the cue ball, come off and come this direction. It's easier said than done, but I feel like he's close enough to the 2 that he can put a really good stroke on this and focus on making that 2 ball. It makes it easier to play it. But the 8 ball gets big coming off the second rail like that, so he wants to try to play to the 3rd rail. Like that's what he's doing. Now he played off the 8. That's crazy. That ball went. Playing with that speed, clipping the 8 like that. It should probably never go. And because of how full it hit, he caught it too much and it came off and hit that other ball. If he would have cut it thinner to actually pocket the 2 instead of playing it off the 8, he would have probably missed those and come right around. That was a good shot. He had a good chance to get out here. Everything else is fairly natural. Just gotta hold himself together and focus on pocketing these balls clean. Just punch this with some low left, come off the side row a little, and get as straight as you can on the 7. I'd rather come off a little more. Even if I left myself a little bit more angle on the 7, it's still easy to pocket and play shape, coming 2 rails off the end, or just stroke and draw and come off the side row and back to center. It's in a kind of a funny angle at this point and near the rail. Might run into this 10 ball and make his 8 ball a little tougher here. Oh, hit it good. Just played to short side. That was a great shot. Yeah, Chris is hitting the balls pretty confident right now. Just a couple confident strokes. It's easy to get frustrated and a little tilted when you make that mistake on the 2 and you got away with one there. But gathered himself up and just kept hitting the balls good. Taking the 3-1 lead with the break. That's a lot. It's big in race to 5. These short races, man, that's difficult to come back from. It's definitely not undoable, though. Once again, the 622 and under qualifier for the Mako tournament. at Midway, sponsored by Top Notch Home Inspection. I believe this tournament's being put on by Michael Cho. Love seeing these, making sure that people from the Northwest are going out and representing. So if that 2-9's wired, then that's what you just want to play shape to. If not, then you've got a position on the cue ball where you can make a move to separate these balls. That's what he's looking at right now. Might have a little bit of a back cut combo. Let's see what he decides to do here. He's looking at his 3-row route going forward for shape. Oh, what a great shot. What a great shot. He didn't hammer it. He came off and hit him enough to just separate everything. Everything still goes. Looking at the 3-10. I think he wants to just play shape to the 3-8. I don't think you want to play the 3-10 here. Looks like he may be pretty straight. I don't know if he's gonna be running into the 6. I mean, if he can miss the 6, then you want to just punch 2 rails forward so you're coming in the line of the 3. But if you can't miss the 6, then you want to play a draw back off the side rail and back to the center. Yeah, looks like he's playing draw. That's probably what he wants to do. Man, he just decided to leave himself this shot, and he's just going for the 3-10, it looks like. If he makes this, he looks like a genius. I don't like it, um, especially when you're leaving yourself this kind of distance, but might have been in a funky spot where that 2 was. Thought this was the best way to go. Yeah, see, he might just need to be playing a safety at this point. If he's taking this much time, that means this is much more of a difficult shot than he should be shooting. He's lining it up. Yeah, I didn't like it. Oh, you got a roll there. I wish they would have done something to get that magic rack off the table. Don't like that at all, but boy, did he get a pretty lucky roll there. Dylan's walking up with some frustrations, it looks like. I mean, he doesn't really even. I mean, where they're sitting, I don't think he can really even dig too much into this. I mean, unless he shoots the cue ball. Oops. Coming more like coming at this direction. I wish I had my mouse with me. With like some low right, which is just going to stick the cue ball down in this bottom end of the table and try to bank the 3 off and come up this way. I don't know what else he'd even have at that point. I mean, that's really probably all he even has. And at that point, you're just hoping to get some cover behind the 4-10. If not, just try to get a little bit of love. Either way, it's not going to be an easy out from this point forward, no matter who gets it. Yeah, he didn't have much. I mean, did the best he could with what he had. I mean, you're jacked up over the 9 and everything. Play the 3 to the bottom left corner, but you're going to have funky shape. So I think you'd be better off just to be able to level your cue out and play the combo. Cue ball's automatically going to come down to the bottom rail down here and leave you some shape. Yeah, that worked out well. He just wants to play this nice and easy off the side rail and leave himself the 4 in the side, the opposite side. He has an opportunity to get out here. Got a pretty fortunate roll, so this is where you want to take advantage for sure. Must have been tight by the 10 there for the side. Yeah, Chris is in good shape to get out here. He's going to take a 4-1 lead and a race to 5. It's a pretty tough thing to come back from if you're Dylan being down that much. He's a fighter, though. I'm sure he'll stay in it and keep making the best shots he can when he gets his opportunities. He wants to play this with a little bit of low left. He's going to nudge the 9. You just want to make sure you don't punch it hard. Just allow it to nudge the 9 and then come off past it. The 9 will move closer to the rail, but you'll still have a good shot. Yeah, just like that. Play this off the end rail, just a little bit of high. Come straight back down to the bottom end of the table here. Shoot the 10 in the top left. From a 50-yard line standpoint, almost. It's pretty routine. Yeah. Yeah. He's got the break with a chance to try to win the match. The winner of this will be playing Leo Ott in the third place match for a chance to play Amon Sunar in the finals. Wow, almost scratched. Still breaks a little bit of a messy break. He doesn't really get good spread. One goes past the 3. Of course, the 3 goes. The 4 can break out the 5-6. He's got a table he can get out on if he puts in some good work, but it's not just straightforward. Well, and I think pretty sure Dylan can play the 1 through the window. He might have to go rail first. Even if he doesn't have to, it'd probably be better to go rail first to make sure he doesn't clip the 3. It's hard to tell. He could get around it. This is difficult because he wants to get shape to the 4 to be able to break the 5-6, but now he's back cutting this, which brings the 9-7 into play. So he's probably going to have to pinch this a little bit and stay to the bottom end of the table. I think that's why he's over here looking to see where he's going to be because he doesn't want to play into the 7 and 9. Yeah, good shot. Had to use a little bit of right hand English to check that up. Hit a little soft though. He'd rather be on the other side. Curious if he's still going to punch this and try to get a breakout of some sort, or if he's just going to play like a table control safety and play the 4 off the in rail, back up in towards the 5-6 and get below the 10. Yeah, a smart shot. That's what I would have probably done. That's what we were talking about earlier. Is just because you can make a shot doesn't mean you should. And being close to this in rail here makes it more difficult to kick off the in rail and into the 4 to be able to get safe. Looks like he's looking to see if that 4-5 is wired. Says it is. Yeah, you can have somebody watch it. Smart. Told him just to watch it, not to worry about using his phone. It should be pretty clear, but anytime you can have somebody watch the hit, it's always best just to eliminate friction between players. Yeah, he didn't get past the 10. I thought that was kind of funny. It was almost like he was shooting straight into it instead of going 2 rails at it. But I'll also tell you that even if he did go over there and hit it, I don't think he had enough speed for it to make the combo. But, he did get pretty fortunate because look where the 5-7 landed. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you got into an angle like in this spot, you could probably two rail the 5 out of here. It'll probably run into the 9. Yeah, it's difficult to say and plant the cue ball there, but if you can even get to a cut angle to cut the 5, then shape to the 6 is difficult. I hate to say it, but this might be another spot where Dylan should play it safe, put his cue ball in a spot to where he can like maybe even in a spot like right here, where he plays the 4 and banks the 4 down to this end of the table, and he just plays his cue ball straight across over to here. It just sucks. You don't want to let your opponent to the table over and over and over, but yeah, you can hear Dylan if you really listen. He said normally I just play a stop shot safety right there, but the 5 is going to hit the 9 or maybe even the 8. Boy, he could get super greedy and put the cue ball in a spot like this and play the edge of the 4, try to make the 10 with the cue ball. At the same time, moving the 4 ball this direction as another 2-way. Not sure what he's doing here. He might be trying to thin the 4 to do that. It's crazy. It felt like it was bringing the side pocket into play. Yeah, I mean, he left a back bank for Chris, but Chris is in the same spot Dylan was without ball in hand. I mean, what do you do here? If there's anybody in the chat, tell me what you'd do. Let's come up with a plan for these guys. And he's calling the bank. Doesn't really see a safety, so he's going to try to fire at the bank and then try to see what he can develop with the 5 into another safe or something. Yeah, he missed it. Left Dylan this shot. That 5, if it cuts, then the 6 is in a better spot for shape if the 5 cuts. Yep, smart. But man, I don't know if he hit it hard enough. I think he left Chris the edge to pocket the ball. Yeah, he called it. You can see the frustration with Dylan. I think it's pretty obvious Chris has gotten some rolls. And what's probably more frustrating than the few rolls that he's gotten is the fact that he's plays good. He's playing good. You know, when he does make a mistake, he's got pretty fortunate a time or two, and then when he's got opportunities, he's been shooting pretty good and getting out. Yeah, he overhit that. Wants to be near the side rail down here. Yeah, good speed. I think this is going to finish off the match. It's pretty natural to get back down table. Just gotta not do something funky like scratching the side or something. This is pretty natural to get back down table. So that means looks like Chris is going to be playing Leo for a chance to go to the finals. Nice out. That's it. 622 and under.